Present coverage of area high school sports. This game can be heard anywhere around the world on drgnews.com and watched on YouTube. Just search KPLO Sports. Now, it's time for the pregame with Darren Boyle.
Well, thank you very much, and a very good Friday evening, everybody. Darren Boyle is off tonight. This is Brian Oakland coming to you from Kimball High School Gym, Kimball, South Dakota. As tonight we bring you high school wrestling, another wrestling duel featuring the Chamberlain Cubs. Tonight taking on Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, and should be a good one tonight. We should have about 11 or 12 dual matches to bring your way. Coverage of the Chamberlain Cubs on KPLO 94.5 FM is brought to you by KPI Insurance, First Dakota National Bank, the Byree Brothers, by Edward Jones, Great Western Bank, Chamberlain Building Supply, Farmco, and Al's Oasis in Oklahoma. Tonight's coverage of high school wrestling is also being brought to you by the Prairie Post in Presho, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, May Adam Law Offices of Pierre, the Jet Lanes, by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Harry K. Ford and Chevrolet, Hutch's Cafe, by Right Seeds, and by CHS Midwest Cooperatives and Darren Boyle Sales of Fort Pierre. Keep up to date with the scores of tonight's game. Periodically, we'll give you that Darren Boyle Sales scoreboard with Darren Boyle Sales and his lot of farm machinery on Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre and at DarrenBoyleSales.com. Again, Brian Oakland here in Kimball. John Neff is our technical director back in studio. And it is Chamberlain, it's Kimball, White Lake, Platte Geddes. Both of these teams are wrapping up their regular season in the wrestling schedule. They'll take the weekends off. No tournaments being competed by these two teams, but next week is when things get serious. The Region Wrestling Tournament, Chamberlain in Region 3A, and Huron next week. Kimball, White Lake, Platte Geddes will be in Parkston for Region 3B. We'll talk more about the region tournaments as we go on throughout the weekend or throughout the evening here tonight. But again, this is a duel. It's just one team against the other, and 14 weight classes. Not all of them will be filled tonight, but we'll give you that and talk more about that when we go through our starting lineups tonight. We'll take our opening break of 2 minutes, and we're back to recap what we talked about with both head coaches in just a little bit. It's Chamberlain, Kimball, White Lake, Platte Geddes high school wrestling coming up for the second time this season. 94.5 KPLO and drgnews.com.
The Prairie Post in Presho and Farmers Union Oil Company of Presho, Reliance, Draper, and Murdo are proud sponsors of high school athletics. Farmers Union Oil Company is your local supplier for bulk gas, diesel fuel, and propane, along with other farm and ranch needs. At the Prairie Post in Presho, they invite you in for hot food on the go, a cold beverage in the casino and lounge, and a quick place to fuel up with Cenex brand quality fuels with 24-hour pay-at-the-pump service. Stop and see the friendly folks at Prairie Post and Farmers Union Oil Company in Presho, Reliance, Draper, and Murdo, bringing you the KPLO Prairie Post pregame show.
When you're looking for the deal that's right for you, and you want the best quality and service too, I'm gonna tell you about the place that you should try, and this will be the only place where you buy.
Looking for affordable auto insurance coverage? KPI Insurance has the deals that are right for you. We can insure all cars and all drivers regardless of age or driving record. Call Kevin or Kelly today at 234-2323. KPI Insurance, located in Chamberlain and online at kpiinsurance.com.
Let's celebrate what a wonderful community we live in. At First Dakota, that's something we do every day. At First Dakota, we reinvest in our communities by helping friends and neighbors start businesses, run family farms, purchase homes, finance college, and build financial security. Come to First Dakota, the first community bank in the Dakota Territory. At First Dakota, our experience is the difference. First Dakota in Chamberlain, member FDIC.
Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Take a second, think about that. Not a pretty picture, is it? Byree Brothers in Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help you with your disposal needs. Whether it's pick up household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container, Byree Brothers will help you with what you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. 234-5771. At Byree Brothers in Chamberlain, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your garbage back. Call today.
Welcome back to Kimball High School Gym. High school wrestling coming up tonight. Brian Oakland to call the play-by-play, and our live stream is up and running through YouTube.com. Search on KPLO Sports. Subscribe if you need to, and you'll be able to see as well as hear the call of these matches coming up tonight from Kimball. Don't forget the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you on your way to and from the games that you always should avoid a kiss with death and plan for a designated driver, please, every time. And buckle up, too, every trip, every time. From the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. It's Parents' Night in Kimball here, and they are honoring the senior wrestlers of the Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes Co-op, and they don't really go by a nickname, but a combination of the Wildcats and the Black Panthers. We might as well just call them the Big Cats, coming up here this evening as they host the Chamberlain Cubs. Chamberlain in the top, the top rankings, if you will, in Class A. Kimball White Lake is doing very well in the top echelon of Class B teams so far this season as well. Not a lot of duels between or that the two teams have wrestled, but still, the last couple of weeks, the tournaments that they've gone to, they've done quite well. Chamberlain placed second in the Big Dakota Conference tournament, which Coach John Donovan said was their highest place finish ever in that tournament, finishing behind Winter, who had 185 points to finish in first place. The Cubs had 169. Kimball White Lake actually came in third place in that tournament at 159. So a couple of deep teams, and most of the weight classes will be filled coming up here tonight, although influenza is starting to hit the Brule County schools, and Chamberlain missing one wrestler, so is Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, due to the flu bug here coming up tonight. So we'll illustrate those when we get to our starting lineups coming up in just a little bit. We would normally start with keys to success, though, and coaches' conversations. I did talk to both coaches, but we just had non-mic'd conversations, had a chance to talk with Bruce Hansen, the assistant coach for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Coach Thomas Konechny is off on guard duty, so we thank him for his service. And unfortunately, we won't be seeing him tonight, but he'll be back in action when region wrestling play comes up next week. And just talked with Coach Hansen about how well this team has wrestled this year. They've kind of improved along the way. I think back in the early part of the season, I saw Kimball White Lake as a team that maybe didn't fill all the weight classes that they are right now, so they're getting some of these younger wrestlers to come up and perform well in tournament and in some of the duels and the triangulars and the quadrangulars that they've had on their schedule. But Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes is one of these teams that's seeing a lot of improvement over the course of the season. They'll need to continue that tonight. Obviously came in one spot behind Chamberlain over the weekend in Fort Pierre at that Big Dakota Conference. But tonight, I think they've got some pretty good matchups, and we'll see how this one plays out when we just look at one team against the other and all the weight classes that will be wrestled out here tonight. So a couple of keys to success, I think, for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Just need to take care of business where they can. People are stirring. They're doing face-offs on the floor right now, but with more keys to success, by the way, which are sponsored in our broadcast by May Adam Law Offices in Pierre. And Coach John Donovan likes the way his team is continuing to wrestle as well. Like he told me, highest place finish ever in the Big Dakota Conference. And there's no question where this Chamberlain team has come from as of a few years ago to where they are right now. One of the better teams, not just in Central South Dakota, but in Class A. Obviously faring well against a lot of Class B teams, but even in Class A, in one of the regions, in the region that they're in, with Pierre, who's a four-time defending state champion, and then also with Huron and Mitchell, and of course Aberdeen's had some great years over the last few. Chamberlain is going to fit right in when that region tournament comes up, so they're looking for a good showing here tonight as well. Keys to success from May Adam Law Offices in Pierre, and since they're doing lineups on the floor, we'll give you those as well from Jet Lanes in Presho. Tonight we'll start with a 106-pound weight class where sophomore Trey Nealon goes for Chamberlain against Kyler Constance, sophomore for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes at 113. It'll be the senior and defending state champion Max Donovan going up against 8th grader Carter Lenz for the home team. Dominic Santiago at 120 for the Cubs, the freshman against Chase Varlick. The freshman for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes at 126. Was looking forward to a good one. Colin Powell of Chamberlain, the senior, going up against Grayson Hansen, a freshman for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. But Hansen is one of those who is stricken with the flu. He will not be wrestling this evening. At 132 for the Chamberlain Cubs is Gabe Skustad. He is a sophomore. His opponent is Wyatt Talbot, the junior for the home team. At 138, Cody Skustad, the junior for the Chamberlain Cubs, goes against 8th grader Jaden Kaler. For the Chamberlain squad, Garrett Ristow, the sophomore, normally at 145, is also out due to illness tonight. Spencer Hansen lines up as a sophomore at 45 for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. At 152, I believe, would be freshman Craig Kanabe for the Chamberlain Cubs against the senior Ty Namani, one of the better pound-for-pounders against for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. At 160, Remington Rosso for the Chamberlain Cubs, the junior against freshman Levi Nightingale. This could be a good one tonight. Both of those wrestlers with fine records over the course of the season. That's at 160. At 170, Chamberlain brings the senior Cordell Schmella to the mat, but Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes is open in that weight class. At 182 is Josiah Thompson for Chamberlain, Cody Westendorf for Kimball White Lake. At 195, Will Mankey of Chamberlain, and Jacob Novak, the freshman for the home team. 220 is Gunnar Ristow against Taylor Riesick, and 285 Nash Hutmaker against Austin Severson. Our starting lineups. And we're back after this 2-minute break when we wrestle in KPLO.
Line them up and knock them down. The starting lineup on KPLO is brought to you by Jet Lanes and Presho. Jet Lanes invites you in for great food and great fun on the lanes. Challenge your friends to a match or just hang out and relax. Enjoy a full menu including steaks, burgers, and made-to-order pizzas. You can also watch your favorite game on the big screen. Jet Lanes and Presho, downtown P-Town's #1 fun spot and a proud sponsor of our local high school athletes.
My name is Tara Fisher, and I'm an attorney at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre. I grew up on a ranch in Montana, which taught me the value of hard work and perseverance. I put forward those values for my clients each and every day. Whether you have questions about family law, you want an estate plan, you need legal advice for a business transaction, or you need help in a criminal matter, I'm here. The May Adam Law Firm has served South Dakotans statewide since 1881. Call us at 224-8803 or visit our website, mayadam.net.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? When you work with Jared Evans, your local Edward Jones financial advisor, he focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together and use an established process to create a personalized financial strategy backed by the advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. Contact Jared today at 605-734-4106. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Great Western Bank in Chamberlain reminds you they're committed and ready to lend, staying flexible to put your situation first. With all the local decisions and personal attention of a hometown community bank. It's the best of both little and big. Bank on your time with their online and mobile banking. See the staff at Great Western Bank, located at 101 East King in Chamberlain. Making life great. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Kimball. High school wrestling is coming up. Chamberlain against Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes as the 106-pounders are about ready to take the mat. Running the show on the mat is our law on the mat. Steve Rounds, veteran official from Pierre, has made the trip, and he is the law on the mat, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney. The South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. And what we have is an exhibition match that they're starting with. So that is good to know. We've got a little bit more time to talk about the varsity matches that will be coming up. But once again, Steve Rounds is the law on the mat, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office. We'll hear from them, and we're back with more after another 1-minute timeout. You're listening to High School Wrestling on KPLO.
It's your lucky day. Your name was drawn and you've won $7 million. All you need to do at this time is wire $2,000 to pay for taxes and registration of the sweepstakes. And we'll even find the closest wiring business to you. Sounds easy, doesn't it? This scam is victimizing residents across the state with the scammer always coming back for more money. With cold weather, scammers know you're at home by your phone a lot more. If you suspect somebody has fallen victim to this scam, please contact the Attorney General's Office of Consumer Protection, 1-800-300-1986, or at consumerhelp@state.sd.us. Chamberlain Building Supply and Mid-Continent Cabinetry are leaders in the kitchen cabinetry and bath vanity market. Mid-Continent has a variety of kitchen cabinets and vanities to fit any need, specializing in custom cabinets, painted cabinets, glazed cabinets, and more, with styling aligned with modern, updated home fashions. Get the look you want for your home with Mid-Continent Cabinetry and Chamberlain Building Supply, 212 East G Street in Chamberlain. Stop by or call them at 605-734-6097.
Back again in Kimball. Brian Oakland with play-by-play. John Neff back in studio as high school wrestling on for the second time this year. Back in mid-January, we were in Chamberlain. The Chamberlain Cubs took on Burke Gregory in an even match. Two teams that both won 7 out of 14 weight classes that night. And again, with some open weight classes coming up here in Kimball tonight, it could go really either way, and we'll find that out as things continue. Again, exhibition matches. We have one with some youngsters on the mat right now, and we'll have varsity wrestling coming up in just a little bit. We do have region wrestling tournament coverage that we want to throw out there too, as next weekend is Region Wrestling Saturday. Chamberlain Cubs in the Region 3A, and that tournament takes place in Huron. We'll be there on KGFX covering that tournament and calling in reports and throughout the day. In the Region 3B tournament, we'll be following Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, among other area teams, including Miller Highmore Herald and Winter, and who will be competing in Parkston in the Region 3B wrestling tournament. Region 1B would be, I believe, in Redfield. Potter County will be in that tournament. Faulkton as well, and we'll be watching things and reporting on how those wrestlers will do. And of course, we'll also have Region 4B coverage, which will be taking place in Fort Pierre. Area teams like Stanley County and Sully Buttes and Lyman and some of the other Phillip area as well, who looks to be the favorites in that tournament coming up. And all those region tournaments are next weekend. There are a couple of tournaments around the state. Tomorrow, Huron will be hosting one with some mostly Class A teams. Some of the area Class B teams will be in Huron as well. Howard will be hosting a tournament as some other teams look to get their final tune-up going into that region wrestling tournament. And again, the big thing is with the regions, you need to place in the top 4 of your weight class in the regions if you want to go on to the state tournament. Of course, we'll have state tournament coverage on KGFX AM a couple of weeks from this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Both the state A and B tournaments will be competed together in Rapid City this year. And what we've enjoyed doing the last few years is bringing live coverage in play-by-play of all of the championship matches on that Saturday night, which will be February 23rd on KGFX and on our website, drgnews.com. And for those who are unable to hear in the listening area, we do have phone apps available too for your smartphone for all of our Dakota Radio Group stations. I think that's a good way to get in on high school sports coverage as well for those who are not in, maybe family members not in the immediate listening area. Continuing with exhibition matches here in Kimball, 2 periods in, and a young man from Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes having a good bout here against another competitor from Chamberlain as well. But once the varsity matches get going, we'll be providing play-by-play coverage. We'll take another 2-minute break, and our pregame continues. High school wrestling coming up on KPLO 94.5 FM.
When it comes to planting, go to the people who know seed. Farmco in Chamberlain. They are your Pioneer dealer with a full line of seed corn, soybeans, sunflowers, and milo. They have grass seeds available in any variety. Farmco has a feed cleaner right at the store. Tony and his team can help you with all your seed needs and is a full-service provider of animal health, farming, and ranching equipment. Depend on them for expert advice and products to make your operation successful. Farmco in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and Kimball. Dedicated to earning your business.
The future of our region lies in the young people who are involved in athletics, music, art and drama, and the many other organizations in our schools. Al's Oasis Clothing, Restaurant, and Gift Shop congratulates everyone who contributes and competes during the school year. We're proud of all you do and happy to support the many activities in our area schools. We appreciate the many young people who work part-time with us at Al's Oasis. Good luck and enjoy your high school years from all of us at Al's Oasis Clothing, Gift Shop, and Restaurant.
When you're looking for the deal that's right for you, and you want the best quality and service too, I'm gonna tell you about the place that you should try, and this will be the only place where you buy.
For all your insurance needs, KPI Insurance has the protection that's right for you and your budget. Whether it's your auto, home, farm, ranch, business, RV, boat, motorcycle, or more, even all of your life and health insurance needs. KPI Insurance, call us at 234-2323 and follow us on Facebook.
At the root of every remarkable endeavor is a dream. And at First Dakota National Bank, they help people accomplish remarkable endeavors every day. Whether your dream is to remodel your home, send your child to college, or start your own business, First Dakota understands it takes more than just money to make it a reality. It takes trust and commitment. Let First Dakota and Chamberlain inspire you to account for your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back with more in Kimball as Kimball White Lake, Platte Geddes, Chamberlain get together on the wrestling mats here tonight as we were supposed to have high school basketball last night, but Miller and Wessington Springs, along with just about every other competition in high school basketball last night, did not happen. One exhibition match is in the books. I think we're about ready to go at 106 pounds as we get set to go. And the opening tip, the kickoff, let's call it the opening handshake in high school wrestling. And our broadcast brought to you by Harry K. Chevrolet in Chamberlain and Harry K. Ford in Winter, where they can put your 2018 tax refund today with up to $6,000 advanced to use on any new or used vehicle on their lots, and they'll cover the tax return preparation charges as well. Call Harry K's for details. They sponsor the opening handshake of our 106-pound match. So we are underway. Chamberlain bringing Trey Nealon to the mat, the sophomore at 11-15 on the season. His opponent is Kyler Constance, who was 23-21 on the season, also a sophomore for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Some of these wrestlers getting a lot of matches so far this season, with several more to go, of course, with region and, well, for many of them, hopefully, state tournament action coming up. Neutral to begin, as Chamberlain will be out in their red pinstripe singlets. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes in black for the most part, with gray stripes down the side. Taking a shot is Nealon, but backing off of that is Constance. They are locked up ear to ear. Each one trying to get the leverage here, as you can see while watching this on our YouTube live stream. We've got a pretty close, up close and personal view of high school wrestling here tonight. And I think this time of the season is when things really start to get serious, and every wrestler here just wants to find a way to start wrestling their best that they have all season. It's a pretty good time to start peaking. Over to the left side of the mat and off the circle. Steve Rounds will blow the whistle, and we'll head back. Nothing happening yet. 38 seconds to wrestle here in period number one, the match number one. And again, by estimation, I think we've got 11 out of the 14 weight classes that will feature wrestling here tonight. So Nealon and Constance so far, nothing doing as of yet. Wrestlers who stay neutral for the first period tend to be obviously pretty closely, pretty evenly matched. Constance almost had a shot but ran out of real estate and cannot get the takedown. 15 seconds to go. They're back in the middle, and they'll start up once again. See if either one of them get a quick takedown here. Probably won't happen, though, with the final seconds ticking away. Period number 1 will come to an end with no score in this first varsity match of the night. Token gets flipped. It's red versus green. Green team is the home team, not necessarily the color on their backs, but that does match up pretty well here tonight with Chamberlain, the red team being the visiting team. Constance takes the down position here and tries to sit up. Was looking for a quick escape. Looked like he had a chance at it, but a nice job by Trey Nealon to stay in control. And he will keep Constance face down on the mat. No scoring as of yet, just underway here in the second period. Well, there's some other duels going on, and mostly in Class A around the state tonight, but this is the one we think is the best action in Central South Dakota. Good, taking that good opportunity to put some more high school wrestling, some really good teams, even among the smaller schools in Central South Dakota. Here's Constance getting up on his feet, trying to break free as Nealon basically dragging him out of bounds, and not a bad move there, so they'll go back to the middle. No control, or I should say control still held by the Chamberlain wrestler. He'll come in and wrap the right arm around as we get going again. 1:10 to go, second period. First match of the night, turning into a good one. Now, when you duel, here's how things are going to go. You're wrestling for the team. If you get a decision, that's 3 points for the team. Major decisions, which are wins by 8 points or more in an individual match, that'll score your team 4 points. If you win your individual match by 15 points or more, that is a technical fall. The match ends at that point, and you score 5 points for your team. If you get a win by a pin, or as we'll call it, by fall, that'll be 6 points for your team. Injury defaults, and we hope there aren't any of those. And also open weight classes, which result in forfeits. That'll result in 6 points to the winning team as well. We just had a stalling call and a warning given to Trey Nealon of the Chamberlain Cubs, but they're back at it once again. Constance up on his feet, trying to break free, trying to strike first here. There's another stalling call, or a technicality of some kind for Nealon, and a penalty point is awarded to Kyler Constance of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. So he is still being controlled. He's still in the down position, but that second offense for Nealon gives 1 penalty point to Constance. Now, as Nealon tries to get some leverage, Constance breaks free just in the final seconds of period number 2, which comes to an end. So a penalty point and a 1-point escape for Constance gives him a 2-0 lead. And now as the third period starts, Chamberlain has the choice, and Nealon will go to all fours. Most wrestlers like to do that when they have the choice. They feel like generally they have a good chance of at least getting out of the control here. But Constance so far keeping control. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes with a 2-0 lead in the first match of the night. Constance with his right arm around the neck. He'll try something different, going back around the waist and try to roll Nealon over. Doesn't look like that's going to work, though. They'll be out of bounds. That was almost what you might call a suicide cradle attempt there. Sometimes it can be suicide because you can get your own shoulders on the mat, but nothing doing here. We're back to the beginning once again. We're back to the middle. 2-0. Constance leading Nealon. These two teams both wrestled in the Big Dakota Conference Tournament in Fort Pierre over the weekend, so they've seen each other. Some of these wrestlers that will be wrestling against each other tonight have seen each other as recently as just this past weekend, but it may be several occasions over the course of the season. There aren't going to be a lot of secrets between the wrestlers that we'll see against each other tonight. Nealon tried to stiffen up and get out of the control, but nothing doing yet. A stalemate will be called. Steve Round says, let's try something new. So back to the referee's position again. Constance in control, right up to his feet goes Nealon, trying to get out of it, tries to spin around, but Constance still has that leg in control, and no escape as of yet. It stays 2-0. The Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes wrestler still in the lead. And a good match going now. He's back in real good control. Half Nelson from the left side, at least just to try to maintain control of the situation. Nealon trying to stiffen up once again. Spins. Has a chance as Constance still has him by the left ankle, though. And control still gained. So far, no change of anything. In the final seconds starting to tick down here. Will it stay 2-0? It looks like it will. Oh, and potentially dangerous here with 1 second left, and this really doesn't give much of a chance of anything to happen. Constance looks like he was going to let Nealon up. And they'll just run out that last second. So our first match of the night goes to Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. A 2-0 victory for Kyler Constance over Trey Nealon of Chamberlain. Kimball White Lake takes the 3-0 lead early on. We'll pause for 30 seconds. We've got the second match coming up. This is high school wrestling on KPLO.
Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Take a second, think about that. Not a pretty picture, is it? Fiery Brothers in Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help you with your disposal needs. Whether it's weekly pickup of household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container, Fiery Brothers will help you with what you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. 234-5771. At Fiery Brothers in Chamberlain, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your garbage back. Call today.
Welcome back to Kimball. It's match number 2 underway at 113 pounds. This will be a good one. Max Donovan, the senior returning state champion in Class A for the Chamberlain Cubs, 26-3 on the season. He's wrestling Chase Varlick, who is 29-15. Varlick I had listed at 120. Carter Lenz may move down to the 120 or move up to the 120 pound weight class, but Max Donovan of the Cubs getting the first takedown of the night. Now he's got Varlick. He was over on his back, but not enough seconds to be counted for a near fall. Donovan still in good control, has a lot of control of the upper body, and just like that, a quick pin for Max Donovan in 49 seconds. So the Chamberlain Cubs take a 6-3 lead in the duel with 6 points to the Cubs with that one bout. So that one went a little bit quickly, but Donovan has a lot of those as well. He again rose all the way to the top of Class A last season, winning the state title match at 113 pounds. He'll look to defend this year, and is looking good so far. So at 120 pounds, Carter Lenz of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, who is 23-16 on the season, he takes on Dominic Santiago, the freshman for Chamberlain, 13-13. Some ups and some downs on the season for Dominic. So Chamberlain takes the 6-3 lead in the duel. Again, it was Kyler Constance, a 2-0 victory in the first match of the night over Trey Nealon of Chamberlain. So the decision gives 3 to the home team, but the pin by Chamberlain gives them 6. Thus the 6-3 lead. So maybe a little more even of a match. Varlick and Lenz both really weighing in the 113-pound weight class, but only one of them obviously can wrestle in that class. And the Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes coaching staff just makes the decisions. Both of them actually wrestled over the weekend at 113, but it was Lenz who was unattached, and Varlick is the one who was scoring the points, and he did a nice job over the weekend as well. But so far neutral here with 1 minute gone by in the first 2-minute period at 120 pounds. We'll have an open weight class for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes in the 126-pound class. Grayson Hansen falling ill this week, hit with the flu bugs. Colin Powell, one of the big 3, if you will, for Chamberlain, will be back. Santiago with an opportunity to get a takedown, and he has it. Loses his headgear, but they'll keep going as long as he has an opportunity to do some work. But out of bounds they'll go, and Santiago in control as he has a chance to gear back up. 26 seconds to go here in the first period, 2-0. Santiago with the lead. Lenz was, I think, one of those youngsters who is really starting to come on here this season. Has a fine record, 26-13, but Santiago a little bit, actually Santiago just a freshman, so they're very close here in youth, but two up-and-coming wrestlers for their respective teams. And we're going to see a lot, and I think hear a lot of both of these teams in the next couple of weeks when that postseason comes around. First period comes to an end, and Dominic Santiago leads 2-0 with that first period takedown. He has the choice. He goes right to the knees as Carter Lenz will wrap the left arm around in the up position. So Lenz trying to get some leverage, get some things happening here. Santiago trying to escape. We talked to John Donovan a little bit as Santiago is up. Can he get a reversal, though? That's what we're waiting for, as he may be able to take control, get 2 points instead of 1, and that will be gained. He got the control, essentially a takedown at the end, but technically it'll be a reversal as Dominic Santiago was being controlled, and then he reversed that around. So he leads 4-0 now. But as we get going again from the middle, Carter Lenz will get a 1-point escape. Santiago lets him up, and we'll start over here. Neutral position. 4-1, Santiago with the lead, though. Lenz took the shot, takes another one, had the right leg, but couldn't keep a handle on it. And they're both locked up once again here near the middle of the mat. Green and purple color scheme here with a black around the outside on the mat. Now it is Lenz with the right leg up in the air of Santiago, trying to get a trip up, see if he can get a takedown, trying to push him forward, but Santiago's fighting it off. Good center of gravity for Dominic. Carter Lenz trying to hang on. Now Santiago getting a little bit of a spin around. No control gained as of yet in this sequence here. Down to 35 to wrestle. Second period, Santiago leads Lenz 4-1. There's a takedown for the Chamberlain freshman. Dominic Santiago with 2 points on that move. He's got 6-1 with the lead now. And Santiago will try to roll his opponent over onto his back, start scoring a little bit more, but Lenz wrestling defensively for now. 10 seconds to go, second period. 6-3 in the duel. Chamberlain with a pin. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes with a decision. Second period comes to an end with a horn here in Kimball. So we'll go to the third. The choice belonging to the Big Cats wrestler. Santiago again down to his knees. So the choice here to go in the up position with Carter Lenz. Somewhat curious, although Santiago did get a reversal against him in that second period. So they're going to try to do some damage here, riding Santiago up high. Lenz working on the head of Santiago, just trying to get it tucked somehow, some way. Santiago in danger of maybe getting out of this, and he's trying to roll his opponent over his own way. 1:25 to wrestle in this match. It's 6-1. Lenz with a nice move here. He's got Santiago rolled over into a cradle. It's a little bit unorthodox, but it's working well for him. So 5 seconds have been counted. This is a 5-second near fall, 3 points for Carter Lenz. They'll be awarded when nothing else is going to happen. Actually, a 3-second near fall and only 2 back points, as they call them here for Carter Lenz. So it's 6-3. He still trails. Santiago leads, but Lenz is trying to get back to that same move, but now Santiago able to reverse here. So 2 points to the Chamberlain wrestler. Fun sequence here, but Santiago able to fend things off, and he'll take an 8-3 lead into the final 35 seconds of this match. Third period. Santiago would like to get some back points scored too if he can get Lenz rolled over, and there he's got it. 3 and 4 and 5 seconds counted by the mat officials. So those are the back points that could give Dominic Santiago at least a major decision. But can he get the pin? And then he can. Well, it comes out as a win by fall for Dominic Santiago in a time of 5 minutes and 44 seconds. 2 pins in a row for the Cubs puts them up 12-3 in the duel. And we'll break for 30 seconds. Back to go to 132 next. High school wrestling on KPLO.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? When you work with Jared Evans, your local Edward Jones financial advisor, he focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together and use an established process to create a personalized financial strategy backed by the advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. Contact Jared today at 605-734-4106. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Kimball. As we knew we'd be open at 126 with Grayson Hansen out for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes due to illness. Colin Powell gets a win by forfeit. But Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes not wrestling at 132 either, giving a win to Gabe Skustad by forfeit. Wyatt Talbot, the normal 132 for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, is going to move up to 138 pounds, but back-to-back forfeits. In fact, 4 in a row, 6-point victories for the Chamberlain Cubs now have them leading this duel by the score of 24-3. Our score on the Darren Boyle Sales scoreboard brought to you by Darren Boyle Sales with his lot of farm machinery on Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre and online at darrenboylesales.com. So Cody Skustad, the junior for the Chamberlain Cubs, 22-16 on the season. Wyatt Talbot having a fine season, the junior. He is 36-7. Kimball White Lake looking to get maybe a more favorable matchup here. Gabe Skustad has been wrestling well, the sophomore for the Cubs, now 24-7 on the year at 126. Colin Powell with the win by forfeit tonight improves to 27-4. Here is Skustad taking a quick shot here. Skustad, Cody, kind of coming along. He's had his ups and downs, but I think he's really coming around here as the later tail end of the season comes up as well. Talbot winning 36 of 43 matches he's been involved in this year. Tried to get a shot on that right leg. Skustad still pushing that head away, and Talbot has to try something new. They're near to the bottom of the left of the circle on the mat, close to being out of bounds. Talbot still in. Skustad trying to roll Talbot over. Can't get it done. They're out of bounds. So 37 seconds to wrestle here in the first period. And again, sometimes coaches will have a lineup that they go with on a regular basis, but sometimes in duels you look at maybe moving people around, and that's why we always have to keep an ear out a little bit to make sure that who we think is wrestling is actually going to be wrestling. Skustad tries low. Talbot fights it off. They're both on their feet, still locked up. No scoring so far with 15 seconds to go in the first period. Up to 138 pounds. And nothing going to happen here. Talbot and Skustad. Talbot with one last-ditch effort, but runs out of time, so we'll go to the second period. And the mat official will ask Talbot what he wants to do. He will defer the choice, and Cody Skustad will elect to stay on their feet. Neutral to start the second period, still no score. We stayed neutral that entire first period. With Wyatt Talbot, again, wrestling up a little bit here. And I think this is a good opportunity, too. Some of these kids are going to wrestle up, maybe just to see what they can do against bigger wrestlers. It's going to get more difficult the deeper you get into the next couple of weeks, obviously. So I think Bruce Hansen, in this case, looking to challenge some of his wrestlers. And again, we talked about how these two teams have seen each other quite a bit over the course of the season, some of the same tournaments, including just this past weekend. So they probably know, in this case, what Wyatt Talbot could do against Gabe Skustad. Let's see what he can do against Cody Skustad, who's a little bit bigger. Talbot had a chance. Skustad stiffens out. Skustad still backing up, though. And they'll break free once again, staying neutral this entire match so far, which is now 3 minutes in. We got a minute to go, second period. Talbot down to the knees. Can't get anything done low as they're locking up once again up high. Looking at Kimball White Lake's opportunities, and Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Here's a nice spin move. Talbot with a quick takedown. Suddenly and finally here to score first in this match. We'll see what he can do with Skustad face down on the mat. 30 seconds to go. Skustad quickly up to his feet, but Talbot will wrestle him right back down to the mat, over to the right side of the mat circle. Region tournaments next Saturday. As these two will go out of bounds, they'll come back to the middle to reset with 13 seconds to go. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes in Region 3, which will be wrestled in Parkston. Winner is the obvious favorite in that region. But tell you what, Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes is going to be right in the mix. Burt Gregory, who we saw earlier this season on KPLO, also going to fare nicely. Parkston will have some good wrestlers on their home mat as well. Good job by Skustad to keep from getting anything more scored upon him. Talbot couldn't get any leverage at the same time, however. Our second period comes to an end. We'll go to the third. Talbot will take to the knees and all fours and see if he can get an escape move early in the period. Skustad right arm wrapped around in the up position. Chamberlain leads the duel 24-3. This is our 6th weight class out of 14. Skustad tries to go underneath. Couldn't get a cradle done. Talbot was shuffling out of that one anyway. Now Skustad still after it. Talbot trying to fend off here. Wyatt Talbot, Cody Skustad. Talbot going after him now, and Wyatt has a chance here maybe to get a reversal, but he doesn't have a lot of room to work with. Over to the Chamberlain side of the mat. To our right, 1:17 on the third period clock, counting down with the Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes wrestler, Wyatt Talbot, in a 2-0 lead. As the right leg trying to spin Skustad over. If he spins him anymore, though, he'll be out of bounds. And there it is, the whistle, and out of bounds they go, and they are still neutral. Actually, a point has just been awarded because an escape has been given. Steve Rounds, the mat official, with where they were on the mat, had deemed that they'd gotten neutral. He was just waiting to make sure Talbot couldn't get the reversal, but a 1-point escape is awarded, so a little bit more breathing room here for Wyatt Talbot, who has a 3-0 lead over Cody Skustad of Chamberlain. Now Talbot with that left leg again, and Skustad has to fight off the advances. Crowd getting into this one just a little bit more. Kimball White Lake is on the side that we're on of the gym. Chamberlain fans across the way, including our old friend Gary Little Mac McQuistion, who we had a good conversation with here as we walked into the school in Kimball tonight. Talbot trying to get some more. Chamberlain wrestlers trying to help Skustad get a reversal. He's close to it, but Talbot still has him by the leg. 10 seconds left. Talbot with a 3-0 lead, and he will stay in control. Skustad unable to get anything done, and that's how this match is going to come to an end. There's a final takedown, actually. So the final score, 5-0. Wyatt Talbot with the victory over Cody Skustad. 3 points to the home team. It's 24-6. Chamberlain still leading. Kimball White Lake, Platte Geddes. We are on to 152 halfway through, and we're back with more high school wrestling on KPLO FM.
Great Western Bank in Chamberlain reminds you they're committed and ready to lend, staying flexible to put your situation first. With all the local decisions and personal attention of a hometown community bank. It's the best of both little and big. Bank on your time with their online and mobile banking. See the staff at Great Western Bank, located at 101 East King in Chamberlain. Making life great. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Kimball as you are listening to high school wrestling on 94.5 FM KPLO, 100.5 Pierre and Fort Pierre. Stations of the Dakota Radio Group, drgnews.com. Live stream is on the KPLO YouTube channel as well. I'm Brian Oakland. KPLO from Reliance and Chamberlain, Kimball, White Lake, and the Platte Geddes areas as we are up to 152 pounds. At 145, Spencer Hansen of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes gets a win by forfeit over Garrett Ristow of Chamberlain, who is missing in action. Ristow is among those hit by the flu bug. So here at 152, it's the senior Ty Naimani of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, 26-7 on the year. Against, I believe, this is Craig Kanabe, the freshman for Chamberlain, who has taken over in the 152-pound spot. All right. Good to have people who are listening to the radio broadcast live at 1-4. Moving up here, Spencer Hansen is wrestling for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. He's 31-13, a sophomore, and taking on Noah Hutmaker. Hutmaker had gotten into that 152-pound spot. He's an 8th grader, but has had his struggles over the course of the season. Hansen had a quick takedown. We were a minute in, and 2-0 our score. We'll be halfway through. We'll be essentially at halftime here once this one comes to an end. Here's Hansen trying to work his way around. So once again, when you get a lot of open weight class, it's tough to know exactly who's going to be wrestling, what the coach's strategies are going to be. Stalemate called here. So Hutmaker will get a chance to reset. He is ready. Spencer Hansen will come in with a left arm around, leading 2-0. But again, back at 145 pounds, Kimball White Lake brought a wrestler up to the scorer's table, and Garrett Ristow of Chamberlain would normally wrestle at 45, but is ill tonight, so Chamberlain was open. That's a forfeit for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, so they had 6 points added to their dual total, and our updated score has Chamberlain leading 24-12. Hansen still unable to get a heck of a lot done here against Hutmaker after that early takedown. And the final seconds will tick away in the first period. And we'll go to period number 2. The matches that have been completed, Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, just a couple of decisions. Chamberlain has 2 wins by fall back at 113 and 120. A late win for Dominic Santiago late in that third period. Spencer Hansen chooses to let his opponent up. Hutmaker gets a 1-point escape to begin the second period. Now going back at that left leg and a chance for another takedown. And that is completed here. 2 points for Spencer Hansen. And he'll let Hutmaker up once again. Now with the updated score, 4-2. 2 for 1 a couple of times over for Spencer Hansen. And another single leg that he'll spin Hutmaker into a takedown. 6-2. Spencer Hansen leading. And another release. Another 1-point escape. 6-3. Minute 15 to wrestle, second period. And Hutmaker fighting this one off. Hansen will have to go after him again. Now he's got both legs here, and he's got Hutmaker on the mat. This one he'll stick with it. Well, for the time being, looked like he had an opportunity to try to get some back points, but Hutmaker back face down. And now the release again. So 4 takedowns for Spencer Hansen, 4 let-ups, if you will, for 1-point escapes for Noah Hutmaker, and that's your score 8-4 to this point. Second period, 30 seconds to go. Hansen trying to stay in to collect a takedown, won't get it. And they'll stay neutral and back to the beginning, and back to the middle they come again. So I'm not sure who got the win, actually, at 145 for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Here's another takedown, though, for Hansen, right in the middle of the mat. His 5th takedown of the match, 10-4 our score. Trying to work into a cradle, it looked like. Hutmaker trying to stay tough in the down right here. And Hansen's going to ride this one out here, closing out the second period. He gets Hutmaker turned, but nothing happening here. So the second period comes to an end, 10-4. It's Hansen in the lead, as he will get the choice to start the third period. Hansen wrestling up to the 152-pound weight class. Hutmaker staying in control after Hansen got to his feet briefly. Back to the mat, now tripoding up. Hansen tries a quick spin roll. That didn't happen. Hutmaker doing a good job so far in the first 20 seconds, and they'll go out of bounds on the far side. Back to the middle, it'll come again. Hansen to the down, Hutmaker with a right arm wrapped around. This is Noah Hutmaker, the youngster, the 8th grader. And again, so far on the season, he's kind of stepped into the 152-pound role about mid-season, but learning on the fly. Get some good competition here with Spencer Hansen. Hutmaker trying to stay in control, but it is a reversal that is being awarded now. 2 points for Hansen. Hutmaker trying to stay with a half Nelson from underneath. Is not going to get it worked out here. So 12-4 now. The updated score for Kimball White, Lake Platte Geddes, and Spencer Hansen. Here at 152 pounds, we're in the third period. The margin right now would be a major decision for Spencer Hansen. That'd be a bonus point to his team. 4 points would be the overall award to Kimball White, Lake Platte Geddes. Down to 30 seconds. Hansen checks the time. Hutmaker's wrestling defensively and actually doing a really nice job of that, trying to minimize the damage, but Hansen just about had him rolled over again. Nothing awarded here. No seconds counted off. 15 to go. At 152, we'll be at halftime when this one comes to an end. Halftime brought to you by Buy Right Seeds and your Buy Right dealers. This one ends 12-4 in a major decision win for Spencer Hansen of Kimball White, Lake Platte Geddes over Noah Hutmaker of Chamberlain. Updated score, Chamberlain 24. Kimball White, Lake Platte Geddes 16. We're back after a 30-second break with the 160-pound weight class next on KPLO.
Ray Hybrids is dedicated to the success of their northern farmers. They provide industry-leading technology backed by agronomic expertise that fits the unique needs of local farmers. Choose Ray Hybrids for custom northern farming solutions. They know the North. Contact Buy Right Seeds in Miller or Darren Boyle Sales in Fort Pierre to learn more. Always read and follow stewardship and pesticide label directions.
Welcome back to Kimball, back to the 160-pound weight class on the mat. And Ty Naimanny of Kimball White, Lake Platte Geddes has moved up. He'll take on Remington Rosso of the Chamberlain Cubs. Rosso with the spin and the up in the air and down to the mat takedown. Nice move for Remington Rosso to strike first. This is a good one here. Rosso 29-11 on the season, the junior for Chamberlain, and Ty Naimanny 26-7 on the season. As they went out of bounds 31 seconds into this match. And back to the middle it goes. Naimanny is down on the knees. So he'll be in the down position, but gets up quickly. Rosso will wrestle him back to the mat, but Naimanny has a chance to reverse. He's got the escape for now. Now he's got Rosso's right leg up in the air, trying to get a trip-up takedown here. Rosso has to follow suit right back to the middle of the mat. Naimanny trying to really get Rosso in some pain. He's trying to lift that right leg up as much as he can. And stalemate is going to happen. So Naimanny unable to get that takedown, but he does get a 1-point reversal as Rosso shows the flexibility with an ankle up on the shoulder. 2-1 the score here. Rosso with the lead. Naimanny got that 1-point escape. And they are neutral in the middle once again. Sizing each other up here. Naimanny been around a long time here. I remember his name at the state tournament a few years ago for Kimball White Lake at the time. And one of the leaders for this bunch. Looking for good things when Region 3B comes around next Saturday. Rosso coming into his own as well for Chamberlain. And he could cause some problems at 160 pounds in that Region 3A tournament next weekend in Huron as well. Locked up. Rosso got the first takedown here, but the final seconds tick away in the first period. And Remington Rosso maintaining a 2-1 lead over Ty Neymanny. Rosso with the choice, but he'll defer. And Neymanny is back down to the knees, and Rosso will try to maintain control. Underway we go. Second period. Haven't had any timeouts yet. Timeouts would normally come in the way of injury or blood timeouts in wrestling. Here's Neymanny with another spin out, so he's got another escape, but as he gets that right leg up in the air once again, now he's trying to spin it. Now he's got the double leg, and this will turn into, well, or will it? Was going to say a reversal, and nothing's going to happen here. Rosso is coming back and staying, for the most part, in control here. Now trying to tuck the head and the neck and work Neymanny's leg up into a cradle. Good job by Remington Rosso to keep Neymanny under control. Neymanny had gotten out of the control, but he could not complete the move. He doesn't get a 1-point escape. He doesn't get a 2-point reversal. He still trails 2-1 here. Remington Rosso. 1 minute gone by, 1 to go. Second period, they're out of bounds. They'll come back to the middle once again. So it stays 2-1. 24-16, Chamberlain leads the duel. This weight class included, we have 6 to go, but we will be open at 170, so a forfeit win coming for, well, we'll find out. Actually, Levi Nightingale probably moves up from 160 to 170, the way the Wildcats / Black Panthers are playing this duel here tonight. Neymanny does get an escape, and this one he sticks with, so we are tied 2-2 after they started up again. 35 seconds counting down the second period. This is a good one. So far here at 160 pounds. Rosso tries to make the move, tries to get Neymanny forced to the mat. Neymanny stays tight, though. Nothing happening yet. Now to the near side, and out of bounds they'll go again. 16 seconds left in the second period. This is one of those, could be a swing match here a little bit as Kimball Whitelake trying to come from behind. They got a decision at 106, but 4 6-point victories for Chamberlain in a row. 2 wins by fall from Max Donovan and Dominic Santiago, and then 2 wins by forfeit, put them up 24-3. But now Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes has won the last 3 weight classes with a 5-0 decision, a win by forfeit, and a 12-4 major decision. Spencer Hansen defeating Noah Hutmaker at 152, and here we are at 160. Neutral it starts. Both wrestlers on their feet. Patient beginning here to period number 3. The only takedown of the match belongs to Remington Rosso here of Chamberlain as they tie each other up. I think over the course of the last few years, the experience edge has to go to Neymanny here, but he is wrestling up a weight class from 152 to 160, taking on a bigger wrestler. Senior against junior. Rosso and Neymanny locked up. Rosso will try to throw him to the side, try to work into a takedown. That didn't happen. Now it's Neymanny who gets the trip up as he inbounds. He's got one knee out of bounds. Hasn't been given control as of yet, and out of bounds will be the case here. Neymanny almost turned that into a takedown. He has not led in this match. There's 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. Is still neutral. We start up again in the middle. Chamberlain again leading the duel 24-16. Here's Rosso who grabs around the waist, now slips up high. And he can't get the leverage that way, has to retool. Instead, Neymanny has a chance to get low on Remington Rosso, but again, they're near the edge on the far side of the mat. Neymanny grabs that leg again, but his knees will be out of bounds, and the whistle will blow again. Good match going here. Remington Rosso, Ty Neymanny. Down to 30 seconds as we have started up again. Neither one of these wrestlers seems to be able to take the other one down here since Rosso got the only one of the match in that first period. A couple of escapes. He was able to get to tie it up. Now a single leg here with a right leg. 9, 8, 7. The seconds counting down here. Naymani trying to get the takedown. The crowd wants it. He doesn't have it yet, though. 2 and 1 in this regulation match comes to an end. And a stalling call here at the end of that. That'll be a warning to Remington Rosso. So here we go to overtime, and this will be a sudden victory situation for 1 minute in what will be the first overtime period. If either of these wrestlers gets the other one taken down, they can try to continue with to see if they can get the pin, but one takedown would end this match. And if it goes further than that, we'll let you know how it goes after that. Here's Naymani again. He keeps going after that right leg. He's had a couple of opportunities to get some takedowns of Remington Rosso, but not happening here. Now Rosso grabs the leg himself. Looking for control. He's got to get turned around, though. Chamberlain crowd wants the 2. Naymani staying up. And it's Kimball Whitelake who gets the takedown as Rosso loses control of the legs. So that goes to overtime here. The sudden victory to tie Naymani 4-2 over Remington Rosso. Good match. Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes tacks on 3. It's 24-19. Chamberlain still leading, and we move on after a 30-second timeout. You're listening to High School Wrestling on KPLO.
Chamberlain Building Supply and Mid-Continent Cabinetry are leaders in the kitchen cabinetry and bath vanity market. Mid-Continent has a variety of kitchen cabinets and vanities to fit any need, specializing in custom cabinets, painted cabinets, glazed cabinets, and more, with styling aligned with modern, updated home fashions. Get the look you want for your home with Mid-Continent Cabinetry and Chamberlain Building Supply, 212 East G Street in Chamberlain. Stop by or call them at 605-734-6097.
Welcome back to Kimball. Good match finished up. Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes now with 4 matches victorious in a row, but still trailing. They've actually won 5 of the 9 weight classes, but again, still trailing because Chamberlain, all 4 victories have come with 6 points to their dual score. So here we are at 170 pounds as Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes continues to move wrestlers up. This is Levi Nightingale, the freshman, 34-11 on the season as he takes on the senior Cordell Schmella, who is at 8-15 so far this year. And again, the updated score, 24-19. Nightingale and Schmella broke free, now locked up once again. Already a minute gone by here in the first period here at 170 pounds. We should have matches all the rest of the way from 182, 195, 220, and 285. We've had 3 open weight classes combined. Schmellick staying upright here, trying to get a throw, but now Nightingale trying to get something working down low, and Schmella fights it off. Now they'll both go down to the knees. And each one looking for leverage. Nightingale's got his head underneath the body of Cordell Schmella. Right now Schmella would seem to be in a little bit better position, but neither one really in a spot to do anything. Steve Rounds, the mat official, will note that, and he'll call stalemate, so we'll start over once again. Still neutral, 14 seconds to wrestle in the first period. Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes, we haven't mentioned it yet tonight, but they did have a quadrangular at Miller Highmore Herald earlier in the week on Tuesday night. First period coming to an end here at 170. No score as of yet, but Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes with 3 dual wins in Miller. On Tuesday, they beat Ipswich Leola Bowdle 68-6, surrendering only 1 weight class. They defeated Miller Highmore Herald 64-9. Got an escape here as it is Levi Nightingale breaking out of the hold of Cordell Schmella to start the scoring here in the second period. 1-0. Nightingale leads. And then the best duel of the night for Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes Tuesday and Miller was against Wessington Springs Woonsocket Woolsey Wessington, 48-26. They got the win in that one as well. Schmella spins away, but now head-to-head here. Nightingale working low. Schmella trying to fight off the advances up high. Minute 20 to go, second period. The duel here, 24-19, led by Chamberlain, and just as Nightingale had a chance to get some spinning done and put Schmella down on the mat, they are ruled out of bounds over on the far side. So they'll start up once again as things quiet down here a bit in Kimball. Schmella takes an opportunity, but Nightingale fights it off. It's one of those matches here. Nightingale got an up and under, single leg here, and it's a takedown for Levi Nightingale, who started this period with an escape, tack on 2 more points, and Levi Nightingale has a 3-0 lead over Cordell Schmella. Chance here for Kimball Whitelake to get right back in this match as they're fighting back from a 24-3 dual deficit. Be some good matches coming up, but Kimball Whitelake might have the advantage in some of the matches upcoming as well. We'll see how this one plays out. Nightingale so far with a 3-0 advantage. Schmella going defensive once again here, and Chamberlain has had to wrestle defensively here in these last 3 or 4 weight classes. Nothing's going to happen here to close out the second period as the horn sounds, and we'll go to our third 2-minute period with Levi Nightingale of Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes leading Cordell Schmella of Chamberlain 3-0. And the choice was made to stay neutral. Nightingale goes right after him and gets a quick takedown in the first 10 seconds of the third period. So Levi Nightingale now up 5-0 in this match. And he will try to kind of crunch up Schmella into something that'll allow him to get him rolled over, but Schmella's staying rigid right now. Nightingale will try to force that right arm of Schmella back, and Nightingale with his head wrapped around, and 2 to 3 seconds. Seconds are being counted. Schmella's in trouble now. Nightingale got the good move here. Back points ready to be awarded unless Nightingale can get the finish, maybe get a win by fall. Schmella still in trouble. There it is. It's a win by fall. The pin for Levi Nightingale in a time of 5 minutes and 1 second. And with that victory, Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes takes the lead in the duel, 25-24 on the Darren Boyle Sales scoreboard from Darren Boyle Sales in Fort Pierre. 30 seconds to 182 we go. This is high school wrestling on KPLO.
When it comes to planting, go to the people who know seed. Farmco in Chamberlain. They are your pioneer dealer with a full line of seed corn, soybeans, sunflowers, and milo. They have grass seeds available in any variety. Farmco has a feed cleaner right at the store. Tony and his team can help you with all your seed needs and is a full-service provider of animal health, farming, and ranching equipment. Depend on them for expert advice and products to make your operation successful. Farmco in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and Kimball. Dedicated to earning your business.
Up to 182 pounds as Kimball Whitelake with their second lead in the duel, their first one since the first match of the night that they won by decision. They took a 3-0 lead. Here at 182 now, it's Josiah Thompson of the Chamberlain Cubs. 19-16 on the year. His opponent is Jacob Novak, a freshman for Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes, 11-18. Thompson gets the first takedown, working into a cradle now as he has Novak in some trouble here. Early on, we're still in the first minute of this 182-pound bout. Novak trying to stay out of trouble, and he is able to do that, but a 5-point move for Josiah Thompson to start things off. He'll take that 5-0 lead. Novak got out of that cradle. Thompson will have to try something new, but they'll go out of bounds and have to come back to the middle. So we're getting to the bigger fellas here. Thompson shaking off maybe a jammed finger, it looked like. As he comes back to the middle, right arm wrapped around. Novak tried to get a quick move. Nothing doing. Thompson will force him back to the mat. Still in the first period. Chamberlain looking to try to get the lead back here in the duel, but Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes has won the last 5 weight classes. After Chamberlain won 4 in a row, all of the 6-point variety. Chamberlain, in the matches that have been wrestled tonight, though, has still only won 2 of the 7 matches that have actually been wrestled. We've had 3 open weight classes combined between the 2 teams. But Thompson leading 5-0 for the Cubs in this 182-pound class, and the seconds will tick away, and we'll go to the second period with Josiah Thompson in the lead. He gets the choice, and he'll take the down position to start the second. Jacob Novak rolling out of it and getting some instruction, taking his time to get back to the middle. Steve Rounds, veteran official, has done many state tournaments over the years. Maybe heading back there to Rapid City once again this season. Thompson up on his feet as he looks to grab the leg of Jacob Novak, and he's trying to spin around. Novak will have to let him free. A 1-point escape for Josiah Thompson, who ups his lead to 6-0. Gets a quick shot. Has the left leg up in the air. That's how you trip him up and put him back down. Josiah Thompson tacks on 2 more. 8-0 the score here at 182. Thompson, boy, he's worked him into an easy cradle once again. Now he's just got to get him rolled over. There it is. Seconds will be counted away once again, and Thompson in control here of Jacob Novak, trying to stay with it, trying to keep his shoulders off the mat. 1:05 still to go. Still plenty of time. We're just in the second period. Thompson's going to switch up a little bit here as Novak spins back face down. So 3 back points finally awarded, and now 11-0 the score. Thompson in command in this one, but looking for more. Here comes another. Well, he's trying to get another cradle. Not happening yet. 35 seconds left to wrestle. Second period. And this is another case where a younger wrestler, in this case Jacob Novak, is trying to do whatever he can for his team to minimize the damage. Both arms behind the back of Novak. Thompson's doing a nice job here, but can he inflict a little pain and get him rolled over? He can. Novak in trouble. Seconds being counted again with 7 seconds to go in the second. Steve Rounds in for the look, and it is a win by pin for Josiah Thompson in a time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Chamberlain takes 6 points right back, and our updated score is the Cubs up 31-25. A 30-second break to 195 we go next on KPLO.
The future of our region lies in the young people who are involved in athletics, music, art and drama, and the many other organizations in our schools. Al's Oasis Clothing, Restaurant, and Gift Shop congratulates everyone who contributes and competes during the school year. We're proud of all you do and happy to support the many activities in our area schools. We appreciate the many young people who work part-time with us at Al's Oasis. Good luck and enjoy your high school years from all of us at Al's Oasis Clothing, Gift Shop, and Restaurant.
3 matches to go here, up to 195. Welcome back to Kimball High School Gym. Kimball White Lake, Platte Geddes, and Chamberlain dueling it out here to close out the regular season. Now at 195 for the Chamberlain Cubs is senior Will Mankey at 9-17 on the season. Cody Westendorf moving up for Kimball White Lake, Platte Geddes to wrestle from 182 to 195. He is 29-13 on the year, and it's Westendorf who will strike first with 118 to go first period. Chamberlain again breaking a 5-match losing streak in this duel. Mankey breaks free. He'll get a 1-point escape, but again it was Josiah Thompson defeating Jacob Novak in a time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds at 182. Chamberlain back in front now 30-25 in the duel. Here is Westendorf with his second takedown here in this first period. 45 seconds and counting down as Kimball Whitelake tries to take advantage again. Mankey, the senior, but does not have a lot of varsity experience and has had his struggles so far this season. He's trying to do whatever he can to help his team out, filling a weight class. And who knows? You never know what's going to happen once you get in that region tournament. Nightingale is going to put Mankey in a potentially dangerous situation here, and the whistle will be blown. And again, haven't had any timeouts yet. Blood timeouts, injury timeouts, but timeouts in KPLO broadcasts are brought to you by Hutch's Cafe in Presho. And they remind you your next timeout, stop into Hutch's for a great meal and a beverage. Hutch's Cafe in Presho. Mankey started up again, got to his feet, but Westendorf rode him out of bounds, and they go back to the beginning and to the middle once again, but seconds are counted away, and the first period comes to an end in our 195-pound weight class. 220 and 285 still to come as well. And, of course, when you wrestle the Chamberlain Cubs, you want to be more than 6 points ahead by the time you get to 285, and no disrespect to anybody that wrestles against Chamberlain, but they have, pound for pound, probably the best wrestler in the state and in Nash Hutmakers. So, obviously, Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes wants to get 195 and 220 as best they can here. It's a nice job by Westendorf. He got Mankey up in the air. He set him down easily, but he's still in control. That's not a takedown because he started the sequence still in control. 1:30 to go. Early second period, 4-1, Westendorf leading at 195. And again, good choices here, or interesting choices by the Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes coaching staff. Coach Thomas Konechny isn't here, but maybe they talked strategy before he left for guard duty. Thanks, Coach, for your service, by the way. And they've moved up a number of wrestlers from 150, 145 and beyond all the way up. Here with Cody Westendorf moving up to 195. 1 point escape is allowed as Mankey gets his second of the match. It's 4-2 with 1 minute to go, second period. High school basketball comes up tomorrow on KPLO FM. Darren Boyle will be at the Miller Armory. Miller, boys and girls, entertaining Todd County and the Falcons and Lady Falcons. A couple of good games coming up tomorrow here on KPLO, I think 5 o'clock. The start time of that first one. Here's Westendorf, was looking for a shot, but Mankey's doing a pretty good job in almost getting an opportunity for a takedown of his own. Now they're back up on their feet, and Westendorf looks to be in the better position. There's a takedown for Cody Westendorf right in to a near fall with seconds being counted. Kimball Whitelake wants a pin here. They don't have it yet. Mankey's keeping that right shoulder up off the mat. 14 seconds to go, second period. Westendorf trying to put all his weight on that right shoulder to get the pin here. Not happening just yet. Mat official Steve Rounds is right in there. Ooh, it looked like he had it, but the buzzer sounds to close out the second period. Back points will be awarded, along with a takedown. It was a 5-point move by Cody Westendorf, but he could not get the finish that he was hoping for. And we'll go to the third period. 9-2, Westendorf has the lead. His choice, and he will start once again in the neutral position, looking for takedowns and then some. Westendorf with a shoulder harness to try to protect that left shoulder a little bit. Good matches, good wrestling here tonight in a Brule County battle. Will Mankey trying to do whatever he can to stay in contention in this match here. 9-2 our score. And again, Chamberlain leads the duel 30-25. Minute and a half to go, third period. Both wrestlers still on their feet after starting neutral. In this 2-minute section. 2 matches to go after this one. Kimball Whitelake needs this one plus another. Mankey takes the shot, but Westendorf spins him right into a takedown of his own. 2 points for Cody Westendorf, makes it 11-2. A 9-point major decision lead right now with 1 minute to go, third period. Westendorf had Mankey on his back twice so far in this match, but looking for more now. Rolls him here over to the right side of the mat. And Mankey in trouble again. Westendorf wrestling strong. Mankey gets back over. I think that might have been a 3-second near fall, but Westendorf going to try it again. Crowd wants more. Mankey back on his back again, near the edge on the right side. Steve Rounds looking to see if he gets a pin, and there it is. Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes with another 6-point match. They'll take the lead at 31-30. The time on this one, 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Now it's 31-30. It's getting interesting with 2 matches to go. We're back after a 30-second break to go to 2:20 next on KPLO.
When you're looking for the deal that's right for you, and you want the best quality and service too, I'm gonna tell you about the place that you should try, and this will be the only place where you buy.
For all your insurance needs, KPI Insurance has the protection that's right for you and your budget. Whether it's your auto, home, farm, ranch, business, RV, boat, motorcycle, or more, even all of your life and health insurance needs. KPI Insurance, call us at 234-2323 and follow us on Facebook.
Back in Kimball at 220 pounds, and things are working out splendidly here for Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes. As Tyler Riesick at 31-4, the senior wastes little time. It only takes him 19 seconds to get Gunnar Ristow on the mat. And the win by fall will give Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes the lead at 37-30. And with 1 match to go, that means Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes is going to win this duel, as the best Chamberlain can do is get a 6-point victory. Nash Hutmaker, pound for pound in the rankings, the best wrestler in the state. Austin Severson would be the heavyweight for Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes, and it looks like he is going to forego this match and maybe give Nash Hutmaker the win by forfeit. Sorensen didn't have to go out there. Crowd gives Nash a hand. Of course, everybody knows what Nash Hutmaker is capable of, and the 2-time defending champion has been unbeaten for the last 2 years, and still now 26-0 with a win by forfeit here. That will bring an end to our varsity matches. They're going to have some more exhibition matches. We can still see those on our live stream, but we will take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll come back and we will recap this one as on the final Darren Boyle Sales scoreboard, Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes defeats the Chamberlain Cubs 37-36. Check out the lot full of farm machinery on Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre and online as well, DarrenBoyleSales.com. Our postgame comes up next. You're listening to High School Wrestling on 94.5 KPLO and DRGnews.com.
At the root of every remarkable endeavor is a dream. And at First Dakota National Bank, they help people accomplish remarkable endeavors every day. Whether your dream is to remodel your home, send your child to college, or start your own business, First Dakota understands it takes more than just money to make it a reality. It takes trust and commitment. Let First Dakota and Chamberlain inspire you to account for your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Imagine what it would look like if we didn't have companies to haul away our unwanted things. Take a second, think about that. Not a pretty picture, is it? Byrie Brothers and Chamberlain can and does clean up that picture. They're here to help you with your disposal needs. Whether it's weekly pickup of household trash or you have a special project that needs a large container, Byrie Brothers will help you with what you need done. Give them a call at 234-5771. 234-5771. At Byrie Brothers and Chamberlain, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your garbage back. Call today. Great Western Bank in Chamberlain reminds you they're committed and ready to lend, staying flexible to put your situation first. With all the local decisions and personal attention of a hometown community bank. It's the best of both little and big. Bank on your time with their online and mobile banking. See the staff at Great Western Bank, located at 101 East King in Chamberlain. Making life great. Member FDIC.
Chamberlain Building Supply and Mid-Continent Cabinetry are leaders in the kitchen cabinetry and bath vanity market. Mid-Continent has a variety of kitchen cabinets and vanities to fit any need, specializing in custom cabinets, painted cabinets, glazed cabinets, and more, with styling aligned with modern, updated home fashions. Get the look you want for your home with Mid-Continent Cabinetry and Chamberlain Building Supply, 212 East G Street in Chamberlain. Stop by or call them at 605-734-6097.
When it comes to planting, go to the people who know seed. Farmco in Chamberlain. They are your pioneer dealer with a full line of seed corn, soybeans, sunflowers, and milo. They have grass seeds available in any variety. Farmco has a feed cleaner right at the store. Tony and his team can help you with all your seed needs and is a full service provider of animal health, farming, and ranching equipment. Depend on them for expert advice and products to make your operation successful. Farmco in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and Kimball. Dedicated to earning your business.
The future of our region lies in the young people who are involved in athletics, music, art and drama, and the many other organizations in our schools. Al's Oasis Clothing, Restaurant, and Gift Shop congratulates everyone who contributes and competes during the school year. We're proud of all you do and happy to support the many activities in our area schools. We appreciate the many young people who work part-time with us at Al's Oasis. Good luck and enjoy your high school years from all of us at Al's Oasis Clothing, Gift Shop, and Restaurant.
Welcome back to Kimball as the Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes wrestlers have defeated the Chamberlain Cubs 37-36. We welcome you to our postgame. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. John Neff back in studio. As it was a good one tonight. We expected some things to go really either way. Some one-sided matchups perhaps for both teams in their favor, but we knew we'd have due to some illnesses and things like that, we would have some open weight classes, and there were some forfeits in this one. An exhibition match comes to an end with some youngsters here, and Kimball White Lake wins their second exhibition bout of the evening, and they'll have some of the big fellas coming up for an exhibition match still to come, as well as the live stream still up and running. KPLO Sports if you want to see some more wrestling. But listen to our postgame as well. Stay tuned. We'll have our player of the game, or our outstanding performer of the night, coming up, sponsored by Midwest Cooperatives in central South Dakota. But here is how it all went down, starting at 106 pounds. It was Kyler Constans of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, a 2-0 decision over Trey Nealon, as wrestlers came out and wrestled hard and could not get a lot of scoring done. But it's Constans with a decision to start Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes with a 3-0 lead after one weight class. But Max Donovan is one of the best in the state, a returning state champion for Chamberlain. The senior now 27-3 on the season as he gets a quick pin of Chase Varlick at 49 seconds in that first period. Chamberlain took their first lead at 6-3. At 120 pounds, Carter Lenz of Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes wrestled up and faced Dominic Santiago. Good match here, but Santiago in that third period gets the win in a time by pin of 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Chamberlain ups their lead to 12-3, and then back-to-back open weight classes for Kimball White Lake. Grayson Hansen, listed at 126, was unable to wrestle tonight due to illness. Colin Powell gets the win by forfeit for Chamberlain. That made it 18-3, and then at 132, it was Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes staying open and deciding to move the rest of their wrestlers up a little bit for the next handful of weight classes, and that moved Wyatt Talbot, among others, up to the next one. So it was Gabe Skustad with a win by forfeit as well for Chamberlain, now 24-7. Chamberlain had the lead after 5 weight classes, 24-3. As exhibition matches have come to an end, Chamberlain won that last one among the big fellas. Here at 138 pounds, then, it was Wyatt Talbot moving up and improving to 37-7 on the season. Cody Skustad wrestled hard, but falls 5-0 as Talbot gets the victory, and the decision ends a 4-match, 4-weight class losing streak for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, but it got the home team on the move here. It was 24-6 after that, and then upcoming as It was Talbot again at 38, and then at 145, Jaden Kaler gets the win by fall for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes is Garrett Ristow, the normal 145-pound wrestler for Chamberlain, another one of those hit by the flu bug. So Kaler got the victory by forfeit. That made it 24-12. Chamberlain still in front. And then at 152, as Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes continued to move people up, Spencer Hansen comes up with a major decision victory over Noah Hutmaker of Chamberlain. The score 12-4. That's 4 points to Kimball White Lake, and it's interesting how that turned out because a bonus point there ultimately becomes the deciding point in this game. You could look at it that way. At 160 pounds, Ty Naimani moves up and wrestles Remington Rosso. Rosso had the first takedown. Naimani with a couple of escapes over the course, but then in sudden victory overtime, where it looked like both wrestlers had an opportunity to get the takedown to end the match, it was, even though position-wise, Naimani was underneath Remington Rosso, but he still had the control and was awarded the takedown to end the match with 15 seconds left in overtime. So Naimani gets the 4-2 victory in sudden victory overtime, and that made it, gave Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes 3 more, and that cut it to 24-19. Then Levi Nightingale comes up to 170 and will get the win by fall over to the senior Cordell Schmella, 5 minutes and 1 second, so 6 more for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes. Suddenly they had the lead, 25-24, but Chamberlain took it right back as Josiah Thompson defeats Jacob Novak in a win by fall, 357. So the Cubs take the 30-25 lead back. But with Nash Hutmaker lurking at 285, Kimball White Lake knew that they needed as much as they could get in the next 2 bouts, and Cody Westendorf defeats Will Mankey by fall, 5 minutes and 44 seconds, as Westendorf improves to 30-13 on the year. That put Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes back up 31-30, and then Tyler Resick, who we really didn't have a lot of time to sing the praises of because he defeats Gunnar Ristow in just 19 seconds. Resick now 32-4, the senior, one of the top-ranked wrestlers in Class B. That put Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes out of reach as they had a 7-point lead with just 1 match to go. They led 37-30, but and then at 285, of course, Nash Hutmaker still unbeaten, 26-0 for Chamberlain. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes elects not to challenge him, and Austin Severson will take the loss there. Actually, will not take the loss, but Nash Hutmaker does get the win by forfeit, and again, still unbeaten, 26-0. Chamberlain got 6 in that last class, but Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes had the 1 extra point they needed, and they defeat Chamberlain tonight 37-36 here in Kimball. That's your final score, and again, the scoreboard from Darren Boyle Sales and DarrenBoyleSales.com. We have a decision to make. We have an order of business to take care of. It's the naming of tonight's player of the game, or we can call it our outstanding wrestler of the evening. And we'll take some time to think about it. Player of the game is brought to you by CHS Midwest Cooperatives in 7 cities throughout central South Dakota. So listen to this, and we'll tell you who shined the brightest tonight here on KPLO.
Did you know that CHS Midwest Cooperative Autumn Rewards provides qualified customers 0% interest and you don't have to give up any cash or volume discounts? That's right. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, we're working with you to provide lasting success. Customers receive full cash and volume discounts on industry-leading genetics, seed treatments, plus 0%. Your CHS Midwest Cooperative agronomist is ready to help you build a plan for success in 2019. Why wait? Contact CHS Midwest Cooperative today to learn more.
CHS Midwest Cooperative's players of the game, and I did make that plural. I've decided to go both ways here tonight. One for each is an even match. In fact, Kimball White Lake does win 8 of the 14 weight classes, but Chamberlain gets 3 wins by fall, 3 more by forfeit. So Chamberlain scored 6 points in every one of their victories. But those 8 victories for Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes, the difference in this one. But for the Chamberlain Cubs, Dominic Santiago got a big win by fall over Carter Lenz at the 120-pound weight class. And Chamberlain really, as it turned out, kind of needed everything they could get from some of their non-Big Three wrestlers. You think of the Big Three of Max Donovan, Colin Powell, Nash Hutmaker. Donovan got a win by fall easily over Chase Varlick tonight, and Varlick's had a nice season, so a nice win for Max Donovan, but we're going to give a player of the game shirt for Dominic Santiago with a win by fall over Carter Lenz tonight for the Chamberlain Cubs. And then for Kimball Whitelake, we talked about that major decision for Spencer Hansen over Noah Hutmaker, moving up to 152, but I think the biggest match in this night, certainly the most even, and the one that both teams really needed, as it turned out, was that one at 160 pounds. And Ty Naimanny gets the sudden victory win over Remington Rosso with the takedown to give even just a 3-point decision to Kimball Whitelake that made it 24-19. With the Cubs still in the lead at the time, but Levi Nightingale came up with a big pin of Cordell Schmella after that. But I think with that match, it really could have gone either way. Remington Rosso wrestled very well. Ty Naimanny just a little bit better in the end, maybe a little bit more gas in the tank when overtime came around. So Ty Naimanny is going to be our Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes player of the game, and also Dominic Santiago for Chamberlain earning honors tonight. T-shirts going to those guys noting their accomplishments. And again, players of the game sponsored by CHS Midwest Cooperatives in 7 cities throughout central South Dakota. So the regular season has come to an end for both of these teams, and we look ahead to the postseason. Region 3A for the Chamberlain Cubs coming up in Huron next Saturday. Wrestling will start, I believe, at 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. We will have coverage in full, and reports on KGFX AM of the Region 3A. We'll be following Chamberlain, of course. We'll be following the peer governors locally in central South Dakota, Todd County, Cheyenne, Eagle Butte, Dupree, also among central South Dakota teams that will be competing in the Region 3A, but there will also be Huron and Mitchell and Aberdeen Central and Millbank, who are also in Region 3A. So good luck to the Cubs and other area teams in our KPLO listening area in the Region 3A. Reports on that on KGFX next Saturday. We will also, in the meantime, we won't have physical presence of the Region 3B tournament, but we will report on Kimball Whitelake and Winter and perhaps Burke Gregory and Miller Highmore Herald, among others, at the Region 3B tournament, which will be in Parkston next Saturday. And we wish all of our area teams the best of luck. Hopefully we'll see some of these Kimball Whitelake Platte Geddes wrestlers, quite a representation, we should say, at the state tournament in 2 weeks out in Rapid City. And that brings us to our next point. Join us on KGFX AM as well on Friday and Saturday, February 22nd and 23rd from Rapid City, both classes A and B, with reports on KGFX throughout the day Friday, throughout the day Saturday. But one of our favorite things on the year is to do live coverage of the state championship matches, both A and B classes, from Rapid City on Saturday night, February 23rd, as that is what's coming up. If you can't get KGFX in the evening or whatever, make sure you download our mobile phone app for your smartphone. You can listen to it that way. Of course, you'll be able to see it on public broadcasting, but you'll get the hometown call of any of our area wrestlers who might make it to the finals in that state tournament. Let's hope so, as we've got some good things to look forward to here in the next couple of weeks. Don't forget, on your way home, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to, snow means slow. That's what they remind you. Snow means slow, so drive for the conditions here this coming weekend and the rest of the season. And buckle up, too. Every trip, every time. Reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. So we've talked about upcoming action, region tournaments next Saturday, the state tournament in 2 weeks. Good luck to all. We have basketball coming up tomorrow, and again, Miller and Wessington Springs doubleheader, which is supposed to be on KPLO, was postponed as of last night. I think they're trying to get that set for Monday night. I don't know if we'll be bringing that back to you, but stay tuned for more. But what we do know is Todd County goes to Miller for a girls and boys doubleheader at 5 and 6:30 tomorrow. Darren Boyle with a call on that one on KPLO FM. And then Miller boys go to Highmore Herald on Thursday in the week ahead, and Potter County will, actually Miller girls, I should say. That'll be a girls game Thursday next week, Miller at Highmore Herald, and then a boys game with Potter County at Highmore Herald Friday of next week. That's what we've got coming up for you sports-wise here on 94.5 KPLO, with our thanks to John Neff back in studio for running the show, as always here, and for Darren Boyle and for our sponsors who make high school wrestling a possibility tonight as well. As tonight's coverage of Chamberlain and Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes has been made possible by Al's Oasis, by Farmco, Chamberlain Building Supply, by the Great Western Bank and Edward Jones, by Byrie Brothers, First Dakota National Bank, and KPI Insurance of Chamberlain. Coverage of high school sports on KPLO brought to you within the contest by the Prairie Post and Press Show, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, May Adam Law Offices, Jet Lanes and Press Show, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Harry K. Ford and Chevrolet, by Hutch's Cafe, by Buy Right Seeds, CHS Midwest Cooperatives, and Darren Boyle Sales. Our final Darren Boyle Sales scoreboard tonight, Chamberlain 37. I take that back. Kimball White Lake Platte Geddes 37 and Chamberlain 36. For Darren Boyle and John Neff, I'm Brian Oakland saying have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us for high school wrestling on KPLO and DRGnews.com. Make sure to view the live stream, which will be available on demand as well through our YouTube channel, KPLO Sports.